Hey, man, Amadou, we just got finished talking about the AFC West. Let's dive into the second most competitive division in the AFC, which is the AFC North, man. Who you got at being the #1 division lead? Who you got being the worst? Let's start with number 4.
For number 4 for me, I got to say the Steelers, man. We just talked about Mike Tomlin and his crazy reign of never having a winning season. I think that ends this season, though, man. Look, you lose Big Ben, your Hall of Fame quarterback, and such. The defense is still elite. It's still great, but Mr. Trubisky, we got some questions about what he can do as a quarterback. The quarterback play is iffy. That QB room in total is just, it's not it, man. So I got to go with the Steelers for that one, man.
We're going to agree with this one. First thing we agree on, I got the Steelers on this one. Just for the same examples you have, losing Big Ben. They should have been more aggressive by getting like quarterback like Jimmy G or Matt Ryan to acquire for a cheap deal, like the coach did. But I feel as though Mitchell Trubisky has a lot of questions. That defense is still elite. But I think they're going to go at least like 8 and 9, a solid season. But that might be the losing season for Mike Tomlin.
Definitely, man. All right, so who do you got for your number 3 team?
Number three. I'm going to have to go with the Browns on this one. I'm going to go with the Browns on this one for several reasons. Although they did acquire Deshaun Watson and acquire Amari Cooper, they look good on paper. They do look good on paper. Don't get me wrong, that defense is still elite. By Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett, Clowney, and on that line, it's still an elite defense. But the other side of football, it's all about the chemistry-wise. Because that's the same with Baker Mayfield with Odell. Everybody thought, and Jarvis Landry, everybody thought that was going to be the best offense in the league. Knowing the Browns, they were really not known for like their coaching. You know what I'm saying, for the past years, because they had the talent, but what have they done with it? So I feel it's really going to come down to the coaching and also Deshaun Watson's play at QB with the chemistry with Amari Cooper, because that might be a difference. It can really make them or break them as far as that.
All right, you said the Browns, man. You're probably not going to like my answer for number 3. I got to say the Bengals, man. I'm sorry, bro. The Bengals, look, I know, like we said, they brought the core back, you know, everything. But like I said, bro, last year was perfect for them, man. Everything went well. This division was in shambles outside of that team, man. And now the division is stacked up and it's back. And not to mention, we might see a little Super Bowl hangover like we've seen in years past with other teams, you know, falling back in line, not being as aggressive to pursue that Super Bowl. It's tough, man. It's tough. You know, seasons are grueling, are long. We'll see what they do, man. But I got to go with the Bengals 3. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
That just hurt me, bro. All right, man. So let's start off with next to pick number 2 spot.
Number 2.
Who you got number 2?
Number 2, I got the Browns, man. For all the reasons you said, look, they got Deshaun Watson, of course, Amari Cooper, everything. The offensive line, the team is perfect, honestly. You know, there's a little, you know, holes here and there that they can assess in the draft. And we didn't even talk about the running game. They got the best running back duo in the league, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. They do it all. But for that reason, you know who's going to be my number 1. I don't think they're over that team. Who your number 2?
My number 2, I think you all know this. I got my boy Joe Shiesty, Joe Burr. At the number 2 spot, just all respect for my number 1 spot, as you all know. I feel as though this team got better. This team actually got better by acquiring offensive talent on the offensive line, which was a really good need by acquiring Cowboys Lyle Collins, which would be a huge upgrade, and they can still make moves in the draft with their pick as well by acquiring more offensive linemen or acquiring some more defense. You know, Eli Apple was god-awful in the Super Bowl, so acquiring another cornerback as well in like the 2nd, 3rd round, or even 4th, because there's some 3rd round, 4th round gems. I feel as though that even with they're a young team, Joe Burrow, they're a young team. They're a very young team. So I think there's more. You say that this their perfect year, but it's still more growth in them.
It is, but like, come on, like we got to say, look, the Browns was hurt last year, okay, and even if they wasn't hurt, Baker Mayfield was not good. The Ravens were decimated with injuries, man. It was bad. The Steelers, Big Ben was not good. I mean, we ain't got to talk about the Steelers, but still, it's going to be a competitive division. Like the Bengals, I like the Bengals too, but no, I don't know.
You don't believe, bro.
I believe in them.
Y'all never going to believe in Joe Shiesty. Just because he lost against the Super Bowl winning Rams, more elite team than the Bengals, my mistake. There's still growth and development. That was the first time they were in the Super Bowl. Jamar Chase, he's going to be one of the best wide receivers in the AFC, in my personal opinion. Based on what I saw in the Super Bowl, Bacon one of the best defensive cornerbacks in the league, and Jalen Ramsey. You look at the film, he's only going to get better and better. It's only his first year, so honestly.
But it's still some question marks. The offensive line, they made some upgrades we talked about.
And they can make more.
They can make more, but I mean, it's still kind of iffy a little bit. The guard position is still
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon is good. Yes, he definitely is. But then you move to the defensive side of the ball. That secondary, it's Eli Apple, Mike Hilton. We saw what Cooper Kupp did to them. We saw what Odell did to them before he went out with injury. It's still a question mark. They still have Jesse Bates back there, of course, and stuff. But there's still some question marks. And I don't know, man. Like, they brought the core back, but is that really what they need to do? I feel like they could have got more aggressive, as we seen the Browns, how aggressive they were. We seen, the Steelers didn't make moves, but the Ravens, they didn't even need to really do anything. They just needed to get healthy, and now they're healthy.
One thing I can say that the Bengals have over the Browns is coaching.
You think so?
It's coaching.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna be honest, in coaching. You have basically a team where you let a team where they wasn't supposed to really make it, a 6th seed.
Okay.
Going against teams, the Titans that was number 1 seed. Of course, we was all jazzing up Henry coming back. We have Julio. You know what I'm saying? And Julio was like missing out. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, like going to these teams, away games too, and going against Patrick Mahomes himself with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, end up overcoming those obstacles and going to the Super Bowl, and still had a good chance of winning the Super Bowl. You can't. It's really up for this team. The spirit is up. With Joe Sykes, he's gonna get better and better every single year, and with Jamar Chase, the chemistry gonna get even better with that LSU chemistry. Come on now, they're not done. They're not done. Who they? Who they?
Okay. I don't know about the coaching team, man. Look, Kevin Stefanski, he made to the playoffs, and they won a playoff game. They were up, 28-0 on the Pittsburgh Steelers, something crazy like that. And now you take that same exact team, because that team score is still intact.
You talking about the year last year with the playoffs?
No, the year before that.
Yeah.
The core is still intact, and they just added a top 5 quarterback. I don't know how you can look at that team and not say that they're better than the Bengals.
I'm not saying they're not better than the Bengals. They're good on paper. Like I said, I've seen the scenario with the Browns before, with acquiring Jarvis Landry, Odell, with Baker Mayfield, with Myles Garrett.
But look, Baker Mayfield, that's the thing right there. He's not there no more. It's Deshaun Watson now.
Okay, cool. A quarterback that hasn't played in 2 years. You never know how he's going to be able to play. Of course, we know we love him as a top 5 QB with the Texans. But how you know how he's going to be that same quarterback by missing those 2 years?
The talent's still going to be there, though. The accuracy's not going to be there.
The talent can still be there, but the games has changed. The game.
What's changed in the game?
The talent-wise. In the AFC.
Okay, yeah, that is true. But we look at the team that he had in the Texans. Now he has one of the best offensive lines, one of the best running games, a top receiver.
Okay.
Right?
But he's playing in a tougher division.
He is.
Now.
Okay.
With the division he was in, the competition he had was Tennessee and maybe the Colts. And the other day you had the Jaguars. And still, the Texans was still another good team once they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins. So he's playing in a more competitive division, probably even a tougher schedule than you usually have. And you're playing in one of the most toughest conferences in the league this season. So they're good on paper. Don't get me wrong. Just like I said with the Chargers, how that's going to turn out with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa with Derwin James and J.C. Jackson, it all depends on what's going to happen week 1.
Okay, man. Hey, look, you ride with who they are. I'm riding with the dog pound, though, man. I think they'll be better than them this year.
Joe Shiesty.
Look, we saying all this, though, man, and that's still only the second best team, but we got the same team for the number 1 team in this division, the Ravens. You want to tell me why you think the Ravens are going to be number 1?
Reason why I say the Ravens, because the Ravens was 8-4 with Lamar Jackson at QB. They can add another offensive weapon with Hollywood Brown as well. I think they should have been as aggressive in the wide receiver conversation, even acquiring Jarvis Landry. They could have acquired him. He's still in the market. Adding a player like that could really upgrade him with Lamar Jackson. As well, they're acquiring more pieces back on their defense that was on injury. Their best corner, Humphrey, and Marcus Peters back inside the lineup. So honestly, with that team coming back together, Lamar Jackson was an MVP candidate a couple years back. They're back.
Definitely.
They're back, yeah, honestly. And they're going to get better and better. You still have the draft coming up in April 28th. You never know what's going to happen. I think they're going to be reclaiming that number 1 spot.
Definitely, bro. Definitely, man.
All right, guys, that's a wrap on this episode 8 of The Real Buzz Sports Talk. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at TheRealBuzz21. Also, you make sure you like and subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you like and subscribe, because all the support is needed, man. It's your boy Shad.
It's Amadou. We're going to act like Malia right here, too, man.
We're going to act like a picture of her right here, man. Malia, man, we miss you, man. We back soon, man. We'll be back soon, for sure.
Peace.
Peace.